So you had your home listed for sale and you're on the market for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever the case is. Maybe sometimes it's 6 months, but you failed to sell. This list, my friends, is called the expired list. You may not know that, but when your home fails to sell, it falls into a category of expired listings. This is the land of the misfit toys, if you will. Not because it's not saleable, but because there's reasons why the home fails to sell. Today in this video, I am going to share with you 5 specific reasons that homes fail to sell. In this way, if you want to learn how to actually avoid this list altogether, pay close attention. And if you're somebody that had your home not sell, likely it's going to be 3 or 4 or maybe all of them on this list. Okay, let's get started with the reasons why homes fail to sell. Hi, Kevin Yoder, team leader of Yoder Real Estate, bringing to you valuable information about all things real estate and living and working in the Grand Rapids, Michigan area that you cannot find anywhere else. And if you like this video, make sure you like it and subscribe to it so that you can see more content just like this. Okay, let's start off with the number one reason why homes fail to sell. I'll do that by kicking off with a story. So when I was a kid, I was dropped off at the local hardware store and my mom gave me $1, okay? And she said, hey, you can go in and buy gumballs. So I went and asked, and I knew enough that that dollar bill could be exchanged for quarters to go to the gumball machine. So I walked up to the counter, I said, can I please get some quarters? And they said, sure. And they didn't see how much I had in my hand. And they said, how many quarters do you need? And I pulled $1 forward and I said, I need 16 quarters, please. And the cashier looked at me and said, well, you can't get 16 quarters from that $1. I said, well, why not? And I want 16 quarters. And they said, well, it's only worth 4. I said, well, I want 16. So this exchange went back and forth. And ultimately, of course, I only got the 4 quarters. They may have thrown me a bonus quarter just because I was cute. But what's the point of this story? Is the $1 was only worth 4 quarters. And so the number one reason why homes fail to sell is because they're overpriced. The product is the house and the shelf, if you will, is the street. And so understanding the marketplace, just like anything else, whether it's a car, you go to Edmunds.com, right? Or you go to Kelley Blue Book. If it's a product on a shelf at a store, the consumer generally understands how much a loaf of bread costs. Or how about gasoline at the pump? Well, all these things are pretty well known. No one's going to go down the street and spend an extra $1 a gallon if they know that they could get the same gasoline for less money over here. But for some reason, this tends to get off the accuracy quite a bit, more than other areas. And it's because of all those products I just described, there's only one of them that the person actually lives in the product, and that is the real estate, that is the home. It's highly personal. For that reason, it's difficult to remove ourselves from the equation when it comes to pricing a property. So the number one reason is due to improper pricing, and that could be inaccurate gauge from the agent or also the owner of the home. So the best thing to do when it comes to pricing a property is, number one, do your homework. Do your homework. Understand what the neighborhood supports and get that number right. And very specifically on that is nail your bracket. If the homes are selling for $280 or $290, list it for $299 or sometimes $300. And I'm not going to get into that right now. That was in another video. But don't list for $305. And the reason is because you're just now put yourself into a new bracket. You've overpriced it, but a lot of times you see like $315 or $309, trying to squeeze out an extra 10 grand. Better off getting it under the bracket or in the bracket and then attracting more people to it so they actually fall in love with it and they fight over it. You understand that? I just did a video on that, talking about the multiple offer situation. So get the bracket right, do your research, and then hire the right agent that can also show this. This is a big thing about this, is showing you the data in such a way that you understand it. If you understand it, more often than not, you're going to do the right thing for your bottom line. It's not about the agent's bottom line, it's about your bottom line, knowing that the home will be sold for a higher price if it's priced right up front. One little thing on this, there's a disproportionate relationship between days on the market and sales price. In other words, the longer it's on the market, the lower the price goes. It always goes like this. So understand that if it sells in 3 months, don't say I'm going to wait for the right buyer. You're actually going to sell for a lot less money. So your friend and your ally is to sell it within the first week, within the first 72 hours, because the price is always going to be higher. Just remember that. Okay, number 2 is poor presentation. So presentation is the product. We have the product. Now let's make it as shiny as possible. How do we do that? We remove as much of personal effects as we can. We call that decluttering and depersonalization. We want to, for a moment in time, and we're only talking for a couple weeks here, or maybe less, is make the home one that someone can see themselves living in. And yes, it is your home. At the same time, we want someone to see it as their home. And one of the best ways to do that is to remove most of what reminds them of it being your home. If they can't see through the clutter, they can't see through the photos, then it's going to be difficult for them to say, I've arrived. This is my home. I can't wait to live here for 20 years. No, they're going to go, this is your house. Clearly, you got all your stuff here. You see that? And so the more we can neutralize, the better. You don't have to completely move all your stuff out, just most of your stuff. Just neutralize it. Remove most of your photos. And at the same time, remember this, those photos you have on the wall, those have got to go with you anyway, right? Unless you're going to throw them away. So pack them up. Pack them up. Hire the right agent, though. They'll help you with that advice on staging. So the third thing is staging. If you don't bring furniture in or bring real stuff into stage, you can do virtual staging. Your agent should be able to pay for virtual staging on your behalf. It really helps. Third one is location. We can't do anything really about location, but you know what? There's a reason why they say the 3 L's of real estate. Location, location, location. It's the number one driver. So some places are simply better than others for people to live, and it's pretty well known. So because of that reason, it's your agent's job then to identify the finer features of the property and to articulate those in all the ways that we have to help a buyer fall in love with the property, even if the location isn't ideal. And we have all the marketing available to do that. It's our job to make sure that we're nailing those finer points. And then number 4 is marketing. Marketing. How do we market the property? Guess what? Come to find out, there's actually different ways that you can advertise a property for sale. Some agents do these 5, the other agents do these 5. You want to get a multi-pronged approach. So if you have an agent that has a proven formula and they can articulate that to you, show me what you're going to do for me. The marketing matters because it can be advertised different ways. Your home could look literally like a different property based on photography alone. That is a part of the marketing process, okay? So get the property properly marketed. And then 5, market conditions. Of course, this is going to cause homes to take a longer time to sell if we're in an extreme buyer's market, which we were go back to 2008 through 12 here in West Michigan, and that's going to drive the days on the market. So we happen to still be in a seller's market under 30 days on the market. Our absorption rate, which is the number of buyers available to relative to the number of homes, is still in a healthy seller's market. Now we're moving into more of a balanced market, which is actually a good thing. Okay, just so you understand, the market conditions will drive days on the market and cause some homes, if we're not hitting those top 4 things, those homes won't sell. And you don't want to be on that list, because if you can get these things right, every home will sell if properly priced, if properly presented, if in a location that people determine is a good location for them, but more importantly, the marketing is backing all of that, you'll have a successful home sale. I hope this video today helped you. If you're on that list of expired and you want to investigate a better way to get it done, reach out to us. We're happy to help. And if you love the video like this and you want to learn more about how to get the job done and get your home sold for the most amount of money, even if you had a bad experience before, share this with someone who needs this information, bringing the realness back to real estate. My name is Kevin Yoder, and I'm with Yoder Real Estate here, brokered by EXP. And we'd love to chat with you if you have any questions about real estate. We'll see you soon.